I'm in an Audi B7 RS4. Next to me is an RS2. Next to that is a B5 RS4. And next to that is the current B9 RS4. Now we're going to have a drag race. But before we do, please make sure that you subscribe to this channel and click the bell icon to turn your notifications on so you're alerted when we make a new upload. Also, check us out on Instagram at carwow for some behind the scenes content. Right, and let's see how this is going to play out, because all these older cars have manual gearboxes, but the new one, it's automatic. Oh, we've got a decent start, but that B5 is pretty good. Can I catch him? Come on! Come on! I've got to reel him in. I'm not gonna. Oh, that was close. Ah, my start wasn't great.
Because of this, I begged for a rematch. Could I do better at the second attempt?
Good start. Oh, it's going to be close, this. It's going to be very close. It's got to get this gear change right. And I've got it. Oh. And that, as they say, is that.
So then what exactly happened? Well, the new B9 just destroyed the field. It did the quarter mile in 12.1 seconds. Next was the B7 in 14 seconds. And then the B5 in 14.1 seconds. The poor old RS2, however, took 16.8 seconds.
Right, and what we're going to do now is have a rolling race from 50 miles an hour. So all the manual cars are in third gear. RS4, the latest one, is in third gear as well, even though it's an automatic. So wait for the cars to get nice and level. Right, I'm going to count it in. 3, 2, 1, go! This picks up immediately, almost neck and neck with the B9. I'm backing off. That was interesting. So this, naturally aspirated, picks up so quick. And it was neck and neck with the B9. But he's got 600 Newton meters of torque. This has got 430. Because there's no turbo lag, it left the B5, which actually has more torque, 440 Newton meters. And the RS2 didn't do so badly. You see, it's got 410 Newton meters of torque, so it was okay. Did all right. But yeah, this shows that this thing, because it's naturally aspirated, you got that throttle response, it just goes. Turbocharged cars, not so much, but once they're on boost, that thing flew. Even though it's the heaviest.
Meanwhile, the lightest car of the bunch is the RS2 Avance. Mind you, it still weighs 1,595 kilos, but with 315 horsepower on tap, 0 to 60 takes just 5.4 seconds. That's not bad for an old car.
So it's Audi's first ever RS car. This one is one of 180 in right-hand drive. There's only 2,900 of them made worldwide. And it's a 1994 car, and it actually feels in really good condition, but that's because it's only done 3,000 miles. This is actually a very special car. So it may have been an Audi 80, but it was built by Porsche, and it's got many Porsche parts on it. So the suspension, the brakes, the wheels, they're Carrera wheels. The wing mirrors are off a 911. You know, it's really, really interesting. And the engine, yeah, it's a 2.2 5-cylinder, which is an Audi engine, but Porsche pretty much rebuilt the internals, and that's why it can produce so much horsepower. The way it drives, though, it's very much old school turbo. Throw the throttle, wait, and then it builds boost and you're off. The steering's really heavy, and the car does understeer quite a bit when you chuck it into the corners. Obviously, you've got Quattro all-wheel drive, and it's actually got a lockable rear differential as well. It's nice, it's comfortable enough. It does lean quite a bit in the corners, but that's what older cars do, but it lets you know sort of what's going on. For an old car, it feels like a joy to be in, especially the seats. I love the seats, and the gear shift is nice. Those Porsche brakes, don't do a bad job. Get on boost and it just takes off. I've forgotten about turbo, like modern turbos don't have it really, but this does. I'm gonna do it again. It's really funny. So here we go. 4th gear, floor it. Nothing. Oh, hello. Here we go. We're off.
The RS2 Avance was only built for 2 years until 1995. Its successor was the B5 RS4, and it didn't arrive until 1999. Based on the A4, which replaced the Audi 80, it weighs in at 1,620 kilos, has a 2.7-litre twin-turbo V6 with 381 horsepower, which is good for 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds.
After the RS2, this thing is just on another level in terms of its performance. This engine, this V6, is actually built by Cosworth, not Porsche. Based on this alone, I'd say that Cosworth know more about what they're doing. This has really moved the game on. This car is from 2000, this particular one here. It's in very good condition, 4,000 miles. I'm loving the seats. It feels a bit high, maybe. Alcantara steering wheel. It turns in quite quickly. And it just grips and grips and grips. And then it's on the power. There's a bit of lag. It's not too bad, not as bad as the RS2. But yeah, gosh, you could cover ground in this really quickly. Let's try it through this tricky bit here. Oh, it's rolling about a little bit. But I can feel all 4 wheels working away and just finding traction. My goodness. I'm actually amazed at how awesome it is. In fact, I'd really quite like one of these. Great engine. The chassis is pretty good as well. It's firm. I'm bouncing about. I don't know if you can notice. I'm bouncing about quite a bit. So on the road, it could get a little bit tiresome. But it is pretty grippy. Just understeering a bit there. So, yeah, you know, a little bit. But, oh, God, it's an animal. Nice gearbox. Very positive. Feel like me about this car.
As with the RS2, the B5 RS4 was only made for 2 years until 2001. It wasn't until 2006 that the B7 arrived, with its 4.2-litre naturally aspirated V8, which produces 420 horsepower. But as the car weighs 1,710 kilos, the 0 to 60 time is the same 4.9 seconds as the B5's.
So, B7 RS4. Now this is interesting because we've gone from turbocharging to naturally aspirated and a V8, which sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds better than the turbocharged cars. Oh, that's for sure. The performance feels the same, really. The throttle response is noticeably better, but once you go in, it's really very, very, very little in it. This is easier to control mid-corner though, so you can adjust the car's attitude a bit more by lifting off or accelerating. And because the quattro all-wheel drive system sends 60% of the power to the rear, it does have a bit of a rear drive bias to it. You push hard, it will start to understeer because of that weight, 1,700 kilos. But when you're just driving normally, say on a road, not on a track, it's got loads of grip. The steering, it's got weight to it, but not so much feel. But you can put it exactly where you want it to go. And for rear wheel driving, any condition, any day, any month, any year, this is good. It's easy to drive and it's thrilling because of that engine. The gearbox is great as well. Loving the gearbox. This is where Audi's starting to kind of just make the RS car a little less manic, more of a capable all-rounder performance car. I think though, this or the B5, I'd have the B5. I definitely would. There's just something about that B5, it just seems a bit madder.
The B7 was again made for just 2 years until 2008, and its successor, the B8, was built from 2012 until 2015. Unfortunately though, I wasn't able to get my hands on one for this day's filming, which is a bit of a shame because I actually love that car. Like the B7, it used a 4.2-litre V8. Only this one had 450 horsepower and could do 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds, thanks partly to a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic gearbox with launch control, which helped offset an increase in weight to 1,795 kilos. This is actually the same the new B9 RS4 weighs. It also has the same 450 horsepower, but this time it's produced from a 2.9-litre V6 twin-turbo. Also, the gearbox is a normal automatic with 8 speeds, and the car is only available as an estate. So it's quite a change then, this new model. But the big question is, how does the modern RS4 compare to its ancestors?
Do you know what? When you're driving this along, just normally, it feels the least sporty out of all the other RSs that I've just driven today. You wouldn't even know that it was an RS car, really, apart from some of the badging. But you plant your right foot, and then you've got 450 horsepower and plenty of oomph. Now this one's got the adaptive suspension. I'm going to put it into dynamic. It's a real dual personality car, this. You know, so soft, so easy, so relaxing. Yeah, it's really fast and quite playful. It's blisteringly quick. Do you know what I think? I think it's absolutely right for Audi RS cars to be turbocharged. The naturally aspirated V8 was good, it was great, you know, but it just suits them. You know, that kind of effortless punch that they have.
And picking a win out of these cars is just as effortless. While the RS2 is cool, the B5 wild, the B7 sonorous, it's this latest B9 which I think is the best. In fact, I reckon it's the best RS car Audi has ever made, when you consider how well it measures up compared to its modern day competitors from BMW and Mercedes. But do you agree? Let me know in the comments box below.